Hey there, my scrappy friends. Um, this video is mainly for Miss Michelle, who sent me this amazing paper. I got to go on our dream trip last December to the UK, and about a month later, I come home to this wonderful package that was full of this beautiful graphic 45 cityscapes that Miss Michelle had gifted me. And so I've taken my time on this book to get it just right, and I just wanted you to be able to see it. So this one is, remember, it's 8.5 by 8.5, and it has a 2.5-inch spine because I wanted to put in lots of pictures. So I used the statement page on the front, and I added a little filigree in the corner here. I did some tearing along the edge, and then cut these out of the second sheet and popped them up. And I have some flowers for my stash, and then I did these two were off the sticker sheet, and they are popped up as well. I used this gold matting that is artisan cardstock that Tamara used to have in the store. It's this kind of shimmery gold. It's beautiful. I hope one day she can get that back in. The ribbon I also got from Country Craft Creations. Here's what I did for the spine, and then here is my back page, and I color blocked it, used the border from the stickers, and then this is one of the chipboard pieces. So this is a 4-page album. On the inside cover here, I have stacked pockets that I have filled with all the leftover pictures I couldn't fit in the book. So we have 1, 2 here, and I've added some of the journaling cards throughout. I've got them mixed in. This is one of my favorite pictures, so I was sure to mat it. In the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, they have a tiny little Toys R Us exchange, and David and I grew up Gen X Toys R Us kids, so we had to do that. I have a great big insert here for the long pocket goes all the way down to the bottom, and this was when we went to Crathis Castle in Aberdeenshire. This is the House of Burnett, and so I will get David to do some journaling as well in this book. Right now I just have all the pictures in and the pages completed. So that's the inside cover, and this is page 1. I have another wonderful journaling card here ready to be filled in, and then I have this is an insert I did to hold the flaps closed. It is 6 3/8 by 6 3/8. That's Hopi Girl and I on the flight there, and David. And that holds these closed. I have these angled pockets, and this comes. I do also have magnets here. And then when you open up both these flaps, and then this is from our first day in Inverness. I have pictures on each flap, and then this comes up, and this was the Culloden battlefield. And then I have a pocket for all of our pictures from Inverness, and that is held with a magnet, and then there's 2 magnets there, and then the insert for just a little extra something. So that's page 1. Page 2 right here is again one of these journaling cards, and I magnetized it to hold that shut, so it just clips right on. And this little flap opens here, and then this was also in Inverness. This was when we went to see Clava Cairns. This was my very favorite site we went to. That was just so neat. It was a Neolithic burial site, which is probably pretty boring in general, but anyway, so I double matted these, and then you open it this way, and you have 2 flaps that come across, and then this one also goes up and down. Here we are. And then it just closes back the same, and you put your your tag on. This over here is a pocket with a waterfall on it. I used this out of the journaling tags, and I just cut it down to be an actual tag. This was from the stamps that you sent me. And then there is, this is Loch Ness. We saw Loch Ness at the very end of the day. Oops, I need to get that one. And then there's Edinburgh. And so I filled in the waterfall. And then I have all these wonderful extra pictures stuck into the side. Here's one of my favorites of us at Edinburgh Castle. And then this one is looking out from Edinburgh Castle down into the medieval section. This is the oldest part of the city. So, which is very cool. And that's page 1, 2, 3. This is page 4. And this is, I used a little swirly dye and did that gold shimmer. And then these are for my stash. This is one of the chipboard pieces. I put in a little tab. This is from the sticker sheet. And this comes up. We have some Royal Armory pictures from the castle. And that comes down. And then these kind of look a little bit like flaps. They're actually both pockets. So I have kind of shallow pockets on each side here. I was able to put a lot of pictures in. This was the oldest part of the castle still standing at this point. This is from, I think it was like 1093 AD. This is St. Margaret's Chapel. And then we were goofing off there. So some more really great pictures, because that was the point of this book. Even though Miss Tiff doesn't think they're supposed to go in, you can see that look great. So this comes up and down. This is page 5. I have a little flap here. I made a little like bookmark insert. This is from the stamps. This is one of the stickers from the sticker sheet. This folds over. It's got a little bit of a magnet. And then I have some pictures here, the Roman coinage. And then this is a brooch. This is at Bath. So this was tied shut, this flap, and it comes open. You can see here are the baths. And then I have these, I call them pocket flaps. I did a little notch in them and then just did a small insert with pictures. These are from the stamp set, and then the little squares were from the chipboard sheet. And then this is a pocket here. And so I have a large insert, and this was from the punch apart, cutout part sheet. Was little tags and little envelopes. And so, oops, let's go back in there. This life is either daring, adventure, or nothing at all. It's a quote from Helen Keller, and this was part of the stamps you sent me. This is the outside top of the temple at Bath that they were able to recover, which was really cool. And so the other side, I have more pictures, some more die cut swirls, and another piece of chipboard here. And we have more extra loose pictures of Bath in there. And then, of course, the whole thing closes, tied shut. I used this, I think she calls it beige seam binding. I got at Tamara's throughout the whole book. Okay. Now, page 6. This is one of the journaling tags, and it's connected with a magnet. And I put another journaling tag on that side. You open it up, and on this side, I took 2 of the journaling tags and matted them up. I've got red and gold there on top. So this one comes down, and this one goes up. And again, more of the Roman baths. And this was the city of Bath itself outside of the Jane Austen Museum thing. And then this one came down. This was the cathedral, which was neat. And again, I put one of the envelopes and tags here. And this was also from the stamp, so I stamped it with brown on a one of the cream pieces of artisan. And then over here we have another large pocket. I knew I wasn't going to be able to mat all of the pictures. There's the three of us at Bath. That was a good one. This is a good shot of the Roman baths from the upper deck. So I did put a lot of pockets in this one purposely so that the pictures could go in, but they didn't necessarily need to be adhered down. And you can see it's kind of chunky. I filled it. Okay, on this side we have a belly band. So I have a large insert and some others. This was David and I at the Tower Bridge. A lot of people call this the London Bridge, but it's actually the Tower Bridge. We got corrected. And that is at the Tower of London. And then I have another nice journaling card, and there's us inside the tower, and you can see the bridge in the background. I just, again, used some of the gold for the swirlies. I used one of the envelope inserts, added my own few little flat back pearls. This was a stamp, and then this is a chipboard piece. I don't have anything on the back of that one. And they slide under this belly band, and on top of the belly band, I put a waterfall. This is, again, one of the journaling tags. That's from the sticker sheet. These are just flowers I had, and I added a key. And then we have the Tower of London. This is one of the old Roman walls. That was cool. Big Ben and Parliament, and then some more various pictures of our day. This is the British Museum, the outside of the British Museum, because that's where all us nerds go. And some pictures from there. Now, I haven't decided yet, but these are pocket pages, so I can go back and add inserts. This is the last page, page 8. Again, I took that front main image from G45, and I split it up. You can see it's mounted on the gold, and this comes down, and then it opens up again that way. And then the top comes up and does the same thing. It opens on the flaps, and it all ties together then with more of the seam binding. And then the very back page, I have just another big flap and pocket. So it comes up, and then I have a pocket for all of these extra amazing pictures I couldn't fit in, and another wonderful journaling tag. And then, Egyptology nerd that I am, I have a photo of the Narmer palette in the very front, because that is even more cool than the Rosetta Stone, even though most people don't get that. So, and that is my whole book. I hope you like how it turned out, Michelle. I am very happy with how it turned out, how many photos I was able to fit in. I tried to keep it fairly simple and just really showcase that amazing paper of Graphic 45 and the pictures themselves. Thank you.